Howdy, welcome to Howdy's. Today we're going to be assembling the DeWalt 7491 table saw. As you unbox it, you'll notice there's two components. There's a box with all of the base, and then there's also a very well packaged table saw itself. On the side, you'll find a couple components, namely the wrenches for changing out the blade, and also a miter, which you'll want to change out the first chance you get. On the other side, you'll notice the blade guard. For the most part, the table saw itself comes completely assembled. The base, however, we'll have to put together. Go ahead and open up the box and pull all the components out, just to make sure everything is included. You'll notice there's 5 little baggies, each one properly named. We'll get into those in a minute. You should see 2 wheels, a base, a left and a right component, and then a handle. Here's what all the components look like when they're laid out. As you can see, there's 5 small bags with the components you need for each of the 5 parts of the assembly. Let's go ahead and start by putting the base together. Go ahead and open the legs. Each one has a locking mechanism. Once the legs are locked out, go ahead and slide the 2 pieces in. Open up the bag called Tool and Frame. In there you'll notice a small wrench and 2 bolts. Go ahead and insert the 2 bolts and, using the Allen wrench, tighten them down. Next, let's move to the wheel shaft. In this baggie, you'll notice there's a number of components. The first thing to know is the 2 bolts have a washer on them. The washer does not go on those 2 bolts, so go ahead and pull the washers off of them. The washers will be used to assemble the wheels. You'll want to put the bolts through the wheel frame and then assemble them through the hole onto the locking mechanism. Use the bolts to tighten them down. Once you've got the pieces together and held in place, then you can lock it down either using the provided wrench or using your own. Once the wheelbase bar is attached, you can add the wheels on each side. Here you're going to put on the washer and then put on the locking nut. Repeat for both sides. The wheels should spin freely. Next, we'll move to the kickstand. Flip it over so you have a little easier access. Open up the baggie marked kickstand. In there, you should see 4 bolts and nuts, along with 2 plastic pieces which will fit into the kickstand itself to hold it tight. Insert the 2 plastic pieces into the ends of the kickstand. Make sure that the holes line up. Align the kickstand as shown and insert each of the 4 bolts and hand tighten. Note that the kickstand should bend downward away from the frame. Here you'll have to use the Allen wrench to hold the bolt while you tighten it from the other side. Go ahead and tighten down all 4 bolts to secure the kickstand. Let's move on to attaching the handle. Grab the baggie marked handle and pull the contents out. You should see 2 plastic pieces along with 4 nuts and bolts. Align the handle as shown. Don't forget, you have to put the plastic pieces on to secure the bolts. Hand tighten each of the 4 bolts. Then tighten thoroughly with your wrench. At this point, the base is completely assembled. Time to attach the table saw to the base. Lay your table saw down, upside down. Notice there are 4 holes in the bottom of the table saw frame. This will fit to your mobile base. Lay your mobile base down and align the 4 holes with the base of the table saw. The handle should be by the part of the table saw with the cutout. Open up the baggie marked saw. You'll see that there are 4 nuts and bolts in this baggie. You'll notice that there are 4 nuts and bolts and 4 washers in this baggie. Slide the nut through the hole in the base and through the associated hole in the base of the table saw. It may be easier to slide the nuts into the base and then try and align the holes so that it holds a little tighter. Put on a washer and then put the nut on for each of the bolts. If you need to, open up the legs, which will give you more room to tighten the bolts. Make sure that all 4 bolts are securely tightened. With the legs extended, carefully lift the table saw back upright. Your unit is now ready to go. Lock the legs down, and time to go kill some wood.